You know, the Beyond, no, Fires of Fate, Flames of Fate,
Is that
Dragon
Fast and the
Warrior
Flames?
6 or whatever.
the Fast and the Flaming.
the new one, Dragon Warrior
Tokyo
12?
Warrior.
Yeah, Tokyo Warrior 12. That's right.
That's right.
A Dragon Warrior for adults. They described it as, Kevin Byer.
Oh shit!
What does Dragon Warrior for adults mean to you?
Nudity.
Yes. Tell me all about it, Brandon Lynch.
Naked dragons
Ooh.
have been something that I've been waiting for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, if you see my bedroom walls, this is a big day for me.
Huge day. Can't wait to see what they do with the slimes, Kyle. B.
Sure.
I've seen a lot of movies. I've seen a lot of movies like this.
Hashtag free the slimes.
That's my name's Matt Eads. Hashtag free the slimes. Welcome to Talking Reckless Video Game Podcast. Just pull up my notes here. I'm pretty sure there's an announcement. E3 is on Saturday, I think. Or as of right now, anyways. The earliest conference is scheduled Saturday, June the 12th at 1 p.m. EDT. It's 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. We'll be streaming everything this year. Every conference is the plan. Well, maybe not everything, because like we probably won't stream over the Ubisoft, like, here's our look at the new Division thing. But pretty much everything. Starting Saturday, 1 p.m. EDT. Come and join us on the stream. All right, show's over. Thanks very much, everybody.
Let's get out of here.
Here we go.
Really
Gotta
well
save something for E3.
Another great show.
Welcome back. We missed last week. I was moving. Welcome back,
Where are
listeners.
you?
Welcome back.
I don't recognize this room you're in.
Yeah, I'm in the new office where pictures sit on the ground. It's crazy. We don't actually have walls here.
We got a grunt back there.
Yeah,
We appreciate that sweet
that's
Dragon
grunt.
Age
Bottom
disc
here.
over there.
I'll move the mic. You see
There's
what,
Grunt.
see what-
He's one of my favorites.
see what that is?
Grunt solid.
That one there.
That's a little too little there.
Is that too little? Is that too little?
Pretty small, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like some sort of.
I'm not gonna.
Like a Rorschach. Is that what the Rorschach?
I was gonna say Metal Gear.
Metal Gear.
Rorschach.
Yeah, that's Metal Gear.
Ray.
It's the one from Acid. I don't remember the name of it.
That's either
Whatever.
Guilty Spark or a Rocket League ball over the other shoulder.
That's Wheatley or one of the Adventure Spheres, possibly.
All right.
Yeah, I got the machines together, right? The AIs are hanging out. You see Legion
they're
back
fast.
there, and yeah, I got
Legion.
man, I got a lot of lithos and stuff I got to put up, but for the time being, they're just kind of serving as background in the new apartment.
Sorry, I heard that your new apartment people don't actually let you put holes in the walls, so you can't actually hang any of that.
Well, I got some bad news for them. Put my fucking head through the wall when we were moving in. What a what a week. We missed last week. What was the actual move-in day? It was Friday.
Saturday. Yeah, Saturday.
Yeah, okay. So instead of, because sometimes we do podcasts on Saturdays, instead of podcasting on Saturday night, I was vomiting uncontrollably all over everything because it was 50 fucking degrees and got super heat stroke.
Yeah, that was rough.
It was a nightmare. Absolute nightmare. Moving sucks ass. Kyle and Kevin helped me. Thank you very much. It would not have got done. It would literally not have got done without your guys' help. I was getting to the point where I'm like, I'm just going to leave it. I'm just going to give up on my $900 damage deposit and say, fuck this, because whatever. But got it done.
We gave up on ours.
Got it done. Yeah, but I mean, you guys have, like, damage that
Yes.
it'll probably...
That is not able to be buffed out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are not wrong.
I think I should get most of mine back.
Good
But it was
stuff.
like,
That's good.
yeah, it was hottest weekend of the year here, and just like so muggy, and we're in a 4th story walk up, so we have to do 4 flights of stairs with every fucking trip. So hot. It was terrible. Moving sucks. This move, like, extra fucking. This is the worst move of my life.
Yeah, it was rough.
Never again.
And so we have like this whole plan too. We're gonna move, and then we gotta rip over to Sherwood Park, grab a mattress for Warren. Like, we have this whole thing. It's gonna time us so beautifully. Oh, we're geniuses. Get to, like, I think literally the last trip. I think we were on our way to go get the mattress.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I'm coming
you're on your way down.
Yeah, coming down the elevator and just like, oh, I gotta run outside, just throwing up all over the sidewalk, like all over myself. Just my new neighbors just watching this degenerate like sit there, and like,
welcome to the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So fucked. And then so that night, just to really put the icing on the cake, that night, because we weren't getting Warren's mattress, so I went, you can sleep on my mattress. I'll take the futon, whatever. We didn't have any like food or groceries in the house. Ordered DoorDash. My fucking DoorDash didn't even show up. So like, went to bed hungry at like 2 a.m. after being I was in such a bad mood. I was just like, oh, it was terrible. It was so
it's like
bad.
Camping at that point. You're like, why did I do any of this?
Yeah.
This is awful.
Next
My
time,
life wasn't that bad where I was before I
just
put all this effort in.
paid for the goddamn move.
Just physically destroyed yourself.
Yeah, it was brutal. But we did get it done, finally.
Hell yeah.
Some real fuckers apparently managed this building, though, where emailing them, I'm not exaggerating. I guess start the story at the beginning. So we got the keys on Sunday, last week of May. Got the keys on Sunday, which was the, 20-something. That would have been 23rd. Oh, yeah, my birthday. Got the keys on 23rd. 24th is a holiday here in Canada, but I phoned regardless, because as soon as we got the keys, they're like, phone the management company, let them know we'll be moving in, get your buzzer set up, all that, whatever. Phoned them Monday, left a message, didn't hear back. Phoned them Tuesday, left a message, didn't hear back. Emailed them Tuesday afternoon, didn't hear back. Phoned them Thursday, didn't hear back. Phoned them Friday, spoke with the secretary, who I explained that this dude was dodging my calls, and she said, oh, he's right here, like, I'll get him to call you back. Trust me, he's in his office. I'll go tell him to call you back. Didn't hear back from him. Phone Saturday morning, day of the move. Phone the management company who handles the elevators and stuff, and told them we're gonna block off the elevators because if you block them off, alarms go off, and usually they stop working, which I fully know. I told them we're gonna block off these elevators. We gotta move, and if alarms go off, they go off. You know, have the elevator company on standby, I guess, because no one will return my calls. Within 2 hours, somebody gets back to me. It's like, fucking fuck. This guy calls me. He's like, hey, yeah, I'm here. I'll have the elevator open up for you, yada, yada, yada. Great. Seems like we have it figured out. Warren shows up first. He's got the moving company, and they're all ready to move in. This fucking guy, I talked to him literally 5 minutes before Warren shows up. I'm like, yeah, Warren is going to be there in 5 minutes. Wait for him by the front door. Guy's not there. Does not unlock the elevator for us, which turned out not to be a problem. But when you're paying a moving company by the hour, you want that fucking elevator booked for you. He phones me as I'm on my way. I'm about 10 minutes out at this point in the afternoon. I'm like, yeah, be there in 10 minutes. He says, okay, great. I'll see you at the front door here. We'll have the door open for you. Show up. He's not fucking there. We move all my stuff in through one door. Also, he told me the front door doesn't open. The front door does open. Warren had it open for his move. The building manager's like, that door doesn't open. That one is stuck shut. And just all this shit.
What the fuck is happening?
You're telling me.
Circus.
So this clown sends an email.
You're being punked.
I know. I legit thought I was.
Ashton Kutcher is going to come bursting out of your laundry room.
This is why I ended up going to the BBB. Called me. I'm like, yeah, I'll be there in 10 minutes. Did all that stuff. He has the elevator locked for someone else to move. It turns out when I show up, I cannot use the elevator because it's locked for someone else is apparently moving in. And just what a fucking hassle. Get all my stuff in, and then this guy has the gall to send an email of well, we needed the forms a week ahead of time, so that's why. And also comes up to Warren after and is like, yep, that's $50 a move-in. And we're like, what? Excuse me? The management company charges a move-in fee for what? They're blocking the elevator. He's like, oh no, if they move on the first floor, we still charge them $50. And there's a $250 damage deposit, but don't worry about that. He's doing me a big fucking favor or something. I'm 99% sure this is just a scam. This dude is pocketing 50. I think it is because I mean,
if it's not in the lease, there's no way they can charge it to you.
It's not in the lease. There is bunch of documents that he sent of you got to sign the moving papers, yada yada yada. Bitch, we're moved in. If you think I'm signing that little box that says I'm gonna pay you $50, go fuck yourself. And I basically told him that. He's like, that'll be $50. The first time he told me, he's like, that'll be $50. And I just was like, okay. And then he's like, I'll be back for it later. Whatever. Came back for it later. He's like, so that $50? I'm like, I'm not. I told him to have the owner of the company call me, and he could try to get the 50 out of me, but otherwise, fuck off. And so to date, Warren and I have not paid that, and will not be paying that. And then also, overheard, like moving just odds and ends and come up the elevator, overheard this fucking guy doing the exact same shit to other people on this floor who are like, they said something regarding an email, and he said, I have no record of that email. And they said, you replied to it, and there was a big pause, and someone said twice. And as I'm walking around the corner, I'm like, fuck's sakes, man. And like, it's wild. I've talked to like a bunch of people on this floor too, and they're like, yeah, this guy is just like that. To give you one final example, he's managed this building for 3 years. They change the garbage code every month, so that is theoretically 36 garbage code changes at least he's had to do. We get the code, yada yada. It's going to be 1034. Get down there. The numbers on the door are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There is no fucking 0 on this goddamn door to put my garbage. Like, oh, are you serious?
Yeah.
It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. Like, just nuts. And so we get in here also, and our suite's not clean, which is great. Now that all the furniture is in, there was like, when we came for the inspection, bunch of garbage, bunch of shit in it, and like they very hurriedly cleaned it up. They're like, oh, don't, we'll have that fixed. Don't worry. Someone's going to come and steam clean these carpets. Don't worry about that. None of that stuff got done. We get in here, all our appliances are dirty. Our drawers are full of like plastic cutlery from some like fucking pizza party the tradespeople had or something. Toilets are dirty. Somebody's been shitting in our toilets. Like, brutal. Absolutely brutal.
I would have fucking lost my goddamn mind.
Oh, I did.
Is it a brand new building or is it? Okay.
It's a brand new suite. The building is being like finished. I guess they finished the top and are working their way down. So like the lobby wasn't even done when we came for the viewing the first time. But this is a brand new suite. It was just finished. So like there were little deficiencies they have to or are supposed to fix before you get it. Didn't do any of that stuff. Another call to the Better Business Bureau for a different company. And sure enough, within 4 hours of lodging the complaint with the Better Business Bureau, they get in touch and they're like, "Oh, we're here having trouble." After leaving them messages and just what a nightmare. So a cleaner's coming on Monday, and like I told them to bring hell. It sounds like it's one dude. I'm like, you're gonna have to move beds and dressers and like I want every single thing out of this fucking apartment, and I want every inch of this carpet steam cleaned like it fucking should have been. It is going to be a nightmare, and I'm really going to... I mean, it's not the cleaning guy's fault. He's probably going to make bank on overtime, but we're really going to just... it's just so frustrating. Frustrating. Because moving's not stressful enough already, right? Just
It sucks because you're entrusting a lot with this company for preferably a long time for you guys. And it just sucks to so immediately... recognize like, oh, this is going to be probably an issue.
Yeah.
For every moment we live in this place.
We were having problems with the management company before we moved in. Like, it's been bonkers. I will say since then, I mean, cleaners are going to come on Monday. We'll see how it goes. Other than that, new place has been great. Oh, it's been great. Everybody here is super friendly. Met a bunch of people. It's like a younger crowd too, like right around my age and Warren's age, and it's a real dope spot.
It looks really nice for sure.
Got a Wine and Beyond near you.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Like a real nice commodities around you for sure.
My bedroom doesn't have a window. Here's the other thing. Also, apparently the building codes changed where I think it's if you have sprinklers or something. There's something you used to have a window in a bedroom because if there was a fire, you had to get out. Not anymore, I guess.
I will say right now, sprinkler or no sprinkler, that is fucked that they let you sleep in a room with no window.
It's so fucked.
As a man who does the job I do, I just hear horror stories about that shit, and it's like, don't sleep in places with no windows.
Well,
Seems like the perfect place to sleep. You just go to sleep in there, perfectly dark.
Yep.
No problem.
I mean, you could get dark,
nice and bright.
Zero airflow, so it's 1,200 degrees here. I have to sleep with the door open, and
that's the worst.
We've
part.
been running ducts all over the apartment, and we got ACs blown all over the place, and.
Like, if there's a raging fire outside your bedroom door, just, like, the process of acceptance you would have to go through.
Yeah.
Like,
I'd have to hope
I'm going to get back into bed and wait to die.
I mean, but, under the bed, blanket over the head, and hope that the firefighters get me before the smoke does.
Mm-hmm. You should keep an axe under your bed in case you have to go through the wall.
I keep a hammer next to it in case anybody breaks in and I need something to defend myself.
I mean, if you're dedicated enough, I think you can get through a wall with a hammer.
It would depend what kind of construction these walls are, but probably. If it's life or death and their steel. I bet I could. Yeah, I bet I totally could actually.
You could also get through it with an axe and defend yourself with an axe.
It's true. Axe is big though. Axe is way less explainable too. Hammer's like, oh, it's just I must have left it on my tool bag. You have like a full size fucking 4 foot long fire axe under your bed.
The thing also though, pulling out an axe, sometimes the fight ends right there.
It's true.
They're like, this guy's got a fucking
you don't even
axe.
have to
a
swing
hammer.
It's true.
A hammer, a guy might still be trying to take you down.
I think. I don't know. Would I rather have a big two-handed axe or a hammer? Like you're gonna get one swing with the axe, and
It's
that better.
kind of the knife.
that better-
the knife versus bat
You're
Yeah.
thinking,
argument.
you got to think
Yeah.
barbarian tactics.
That better be a good
D2,
swing.
whirlwind barb,
Yeah.
swing.
Just outstretched. Fucking.
I think hammer's the way to go.
Yeah, I think so too. You can
What
block
if
the
you
axe
have a-
way easier,
You should have an axe and a hatchet, maybe.
or a hammer and a hatchet.
A hatchet would
one
be
in each
good, yeah.
hand,
Yeah,
dual wield. For all those times people break in.
that's right.
Oh man. So no stream Monday, I guess. That kind of goes without saying, but it's been a time. It's been a hell of a time. Thanks for the folks who stuck with us on the Patreon. If maybe you've let your subscription lapse, hey, I don't blame you at all. Times are tough. Go check it out. We're starting new anime shows, new longer versions of this podcast going up. A lot of good stuff over on the Patreon. And Warren and I need furniture, so check out the Patreon, weebs.ca or patreon.com/talkingrecklesspodcast. We got a big balcony. I always say patio, but I think is that technically, are all balconies
It's a
patio,
one
but not
half,
all
doesn't it?
patios balconies?
I totally forgot to check out your
I think it's a.
You say
yeah, I
either,
didn't
I
check
know
out
what
the
you're
balcony
talking
either.
about.
Yeah.
I think a patio has to be. Like I think you can have a rooftop patio or like a ground floor patio.
Has to
I
be
don't
an
think you can have a
extreme.
patio off the side of a building. I think the patio has to have something
Structure.
below it. Like it can't just be overhanging.
That makes no
No
sense, but I
sense.
like
No
that logic
sense.
actually. That's good
Balcony-
headcanon.
Balcony does sound like it is suspended.
Yeah, you can have a ground floor
Like-
patio, you can't have a ground floor balcony.
That's right.
So, but the people on the ground floor, well, I guess they technically have patios.
Yeah, they have patios.
There we go. It's a big balcony. It's I wonder how big it actually. I haven't measured, but I'd say like I don't know, maybe 9 feet by 9 feet. I don't think it's 10 by 10, but it's pretty big. Especially for two people, it's gonna be sweet. We're gonna get a fire table out there. We get a barbecue out there. Maybe
The fuck is a fire table?
I was about to say the same thing.
It's like a propane fire pit kind of. It's like a little like table with a propane flame and then rocks in the middle.
They're nice.
Yeah, you see, like it's like a heater basically. Sit around in the winter.
Yeah.
You
Are
can
you allowed
toast.
to have a real fire pit out there? Probably
No.
not. Eh?
No,
Yeah, it seems
no.
like something that wouldn't be allowed in an apartment building.
Sprinkler on
especially
the-
with an asshole management company.
Yeah, and there's a sprinkler on the balcony, so anything too hot will set the sprinkler off, and that'd be a bad time. If you've never seen those sprinklers go off, like it is not water that comes out of them.
No.
It is brown something. It's not good. Really not good.
Just imagine the most stagnant water in like cast iron pipes
Ugh.
rushing out at like what is city pressure, like 60, 70 psi.
It stinks.
No, thank you.
I've not broken a sprinkler head myself, but I've been in the room when someone has, and it fucking stinks. It's so gross.
Yeah, it's typically not fires that cause the most damage. It's always the sprinklers.
Yeah, but better than burning to death in my bedroom with no windows in my
Yeah.
den that I sleep
For
in.
sure.
I noticed you guys were double fisting air conditioner units.
Yeah, it's a big place
Gets
and it
pretty
gets
toasty.
fucking hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when it gets real bad, both Warren and myself aim ours into the living room and just try to cool it off a little bit in there. It's good though. I really like. I was a little anxious about living with somebody again, but it's been good. I like kind of cohabitating.
It has
Yeah.
a tremendous amount of pros.
Totally.
There are
It's-
obviously cons all about the privacy and the lack of escape and everything, but I will tell you that living with Warren for those 5 years, there is something. I don't know if it'll be any different for you as someone who works from home all the time, but there was something very nice about getting off work and being like, oh, I'm just going to go by virtue of living in my house, hang out with my friend.
Yeah, it's cool to like just sitting there and I don't know. He's probably not playing it right now, but he's been playing through like Miles Morales on my PlayStation and stuff, and it's nice just especially with the pandemic. Like it's really nice to have a little bit of human contact again.
For sure.
Even talking with people, I was like, I feel like I'm back in the world in a way, you know. ready to carpe the shit out of this diem.
That's right.
It was a good fresh start. 30's been good so far. Also, I turned 30 since last we spoke.
Gross.
Yeah, I
Old
know.
man eats.
Turned 30 and then couldn't move. Started you take the stairs and now I throw up every time I go up the stairs.
Now you're fucked.
Yeah.
You're just out in front of your building, puking on the steps, and your neighbor's like, "Turned 30, eh?"
Yeah, I remember my 30th birthday. Yeah, it's it's fine. It's fine. How's everybody else's life been? What'd you guys do in the 2 weeks we were off? Or
Painted
a
my
week, rather.
bathroom.
Painted
That's
your
about it.
bathroom.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, it's a nice color at least.
When you get the
Sorry, are you saying that you had explosive diarrhea?
yeah, but when you say painting the bathroom, I had to
No.
stucco the ceiling.
Yeah, that's right. No, we just repainted the bathroom. We needed to get
What
a different color in there. We had a gray in there before. We painted it with like a nice forest green.
Oh, missed the seafoam.
Pooping in the woods.
Mm,
Yeah, pooping in the woods. Exactly. That's what we wanted to go for.
Another good title for a memoir. What about video games, gentlemen? Y'all been playing any of them?
I played some video games. I played one video game that is 3 video games. That is the only thing I've been doing in my life, which is why I have no stories about what I've been doing in my life.
Mm,
My stories are shepherd stories, it would turn out.
been doing Garrus.
Yes. Would you like to hear a story of the shepherd? Yeah, I fucked Garrus for the first time.
Ow! Is that a lady shepherd
Aye, aye.
only option?
Yeah, I think all the options, all the real, I say real romance options, like the ones that like lead to the achievement at the end, I think they're all
Hetero.
hetero, unless it's an Asari, which is whatever interspecies relationship that
Yeah,
is. Men
they-
and women
they sort of
can
don't
fuck
count.
Asaris.
Is that
But
right?
other than Asaris,
Well, the trainer, you can have a lesbian.
she's not
it's like a
she's
B
not a
plot
romance
though.
thing. Yeah.
That sort of sucks.
Let me tell you something about Trainer.
They're really all
I think this
hetero
is just-
relationships.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I
Thane?
just started 3, so maybe I'm forgetting.
Oh
Say
yeah,
that
because
again?
Thane has his Seahawk, so that has to be a lady.
Yeah.
Huh. I guess that it was early 2000s. That seems surprisingly narrow-minded of BioWare by today's standards, I guess.
I think they thought that the Liara thing was the ticket, being like everyone can have sex with Liara, but then they very much went out of their way in a story context to say it's super normal
yeah,
for everyone
anybody
to want to
can-
fuck Asari.
Literally any race can mate with a Sari.
Exactly.
That's such
So,
a like.
It is fucked.
That's such a 18-year-old hetero boy. Of course, there's only a female romance. That's the only gay romance is Lady Shepherd with an Asari.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know. As someone who likes to get down with Thane, you know what I'm saying? I also play FemShep every time. The male Shep should have that off. That's such a good story. It doesn't matter if the person in it is male or female. Like,
Yeah.
patch it, fix it, all the things.
Mhm.
Katie?
Garrus. Ooh,
Taylor? Jacob? No Jacob?
Jacob for a girl, yes.
Jack?
Miranda for a guy, Jacob for a girl. Jack for a guy. Tally for a guy. Garrus for a girl.
That's terrible. I hate Mass Effect now. Give me the look away, Grunt.
There you go.
I don't want him to see. I don't want him to see this.
But anyway, I had sex with Garrus.
Yeah.
It is a much more comical plot than romance plot than a lot of the
I'm getting confirmation from the chat here that Caden can be gay. Perfect. All right.
Caden can be gay.
I'm happy.
Is that later?
I don't know. I'm gonna look that up right now.
You can't get Caden.
You have to Google exactly that. Caden can be gay. And see what
Caden
happens.
gay romance. Yeah, there is Caden gay romance.
What game?
Mass Effect 3.
Yeah, okay, maybe that's it then. I'm just
Yeah.
starting 3. So far, it's been only hetero relationships.
That's when they wised up.
It's weird that they didn't do Ashley too then. Because
Ashley is like a xenophobe. I would not be surprised if she's also a homophobe.
right, but it's like you go through that game with Ashley or Caden in that exact same spot all the way through the franchise, whichever one you save. So
Caden and Ashley can be romanced by same-sex shepherds.
okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, and the third one. Yeah.
They figured it out by the third
Same-sex shepherds.
one. Same section.
Yeah. I'm Matt Eads, and we're the same-sex shepherds. 2, 3, 4.
So the Garrus relationship seems to be very much about trying to find how it's physically possible.
Because they're calcium-based, and we're carbon-based, if I remember.
Yeah, they're very bony.
Mm-hmm.
Big old bone on Garrus.
I'm just going to Google Turian penis here and see.
Yeah,
Karen and
it's
Patrick
like
Weeks confirm what Turian penises look like.
like a steak knife.
I'm just going to read this verbatim. This is on, this is a subreddit. Which one? Our Mass Effect. So I'm in Haven Con in Austin, and I've had the opportunity to meet Karen and Patrick Weeks, as well as Dragon Age's David Gator, yada, yada, yada. Patrick does a lot of work talking about alien genitals and cloaca specifically. Karen hates it because he does it to bother her. Yada, yada, yada. We talked for a while. They confirmed that Turians are a lot like ducks down there, and they have a corkscrew penis shape. So take whatever that is worth. If this listener is believable, I mean that would make a lot of sense. That you would have to have a conversation about that. You're like, well, man.
Yeah, it's just how does it work? How do you line it up?
How deep does the rabbit hole go?
It makes sense because during the scene, it was kind of a top-down view of Shepard, and she was just fucking spinning like a fucking top.
She
doing
was
the
on sex swing.
doing the Diablo 2 Berserker fucking whirlwind.
So,
Just spinning on.
this all checks out for me.
Great.
Yeah, so we did the deed. Unfortunately, it seems like there's a bug in the achievement, so
What?
didn't get the Paramore
course.
achievement.
Was that a bug that
Seems
existed
like
in the original game, or is that a new one?
Not that I know of, but it's a common enough bug for people to be talking about it on.
That sucks.
So I saved. What I did was I don't really care about the achievements,
Yeah.
but I made a save right before the business, so that whenever they do fix it, if I still care at all, I can just reload that and do the business again.
Yeah. Just so I can, fire that scene up whenever I need it.
Just get corkscrewed. Sometimes man just needs to save his corkscrew scene.
Exactly. Go for a ride on the Garrus train.
Oh,
Just started 3. I did the suicide mission. Everyone made it out okay.
Hell yeah.
I'm a great commander who knows exactly how every aspect of that video game works.
Exactly.
And now, just did like the little emotional intro to 3.
So good. Strong opening
very good.
in Vancouver.
I will say that 3, the voice, and I don't know if this was the case in the real game, it feels like the sync on the audio and the lips is a little bit off in a way that it was not in 1 and 2.
Weird.
But it looks good.
Yeah.
Other than that.
It's hard to follow up after 2's intro.
Mass Effect 2 is
that's
maybe
such a
one
good
of
one.
like the best games, just full stop ever. It's such a good game by itself.
Yeah.
It's crazy how fast the like between the recruiting more people and doing loyalty missions for those people, how quickly the mission log fills up. Like you just have like 15 things to do, and you're looking at all of them, and you're like, oh yeah, this one's dope. Oh, this one's dope. Oh yeah, this one's really dope. Like they're all bangers. Like they put the attention and craft into each one of those missions in a way that Mass Effect 1 specifically is just like, I've been in this exact same room 50 times on 50 different planets.
Every single piece of Mass Effect 2 felt just like so bespoke.
Yeah, it was really good.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about it a bit on the chat, but you read the big old Mass Effect omnibus I lent you.
I do.
How was that?
It holds
going
up my
from-
laptop for podcasts.
There it is on the video.
How was reading that before playing through the games?
It's good. So my favorite story out of the 4 that were in there, I think it was 4, was the Elusive Man story, which contextualizes him a lot in terms of like why he is the way that he is, but it's not he's not referencing a bunch of stuff that happened in that story.
Right.
Which doesn't it makes it good, but then it makes it good in a very different way than Liara's story. Which the first time you asked me how it was reading the book before, I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool. Give some context for some of these characters. But the Liara story, when you get to the Shadow Broker DLC, which is chef's kiss, she is specifically referring to moments and characters and rescuing people who she knows from the comic book series. So that was much more like, oh shit, this guy who we're going to rescue has a backstory that I know now and is not just random character that we're going to rescue.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, they really packaged it well with how they tied it into the games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm excited to play 3. I remember 3, like I remember the missions maybe not being what the missions were in Mass Effect 2, but I fucking love the little war table where it's just giving you like a number value on every little decision you made, where it's like, remember when you didn't punch the reporter in the face? Well, they're good friends with you, so you get 5 points to your fucking war effort.
How can you not punch the reporter in the face?
Oh, I punch her every
time.
Okay,
that's good.
That's disingenuous assertions, lady, right? Is that the same? I've had enough of your disingenuous assertions. Wow.
Yeah, you get her twice. Like the renegade way is to just clock her, like really put her down hard.
Every game too, you get a chance to fucking wail on her.
The Paragon thing is like you just very slyly navigate the conversation, and she's like, "Oh wow, you're a fucking good luck, Shepard." But anytime you see that blinking red trigger, and this is not just for her, it's for anything. You've got a guy who you're interrogating pinned up against a glass window, and you're playing a straight Paragon. I dare you to not pull that renegade trigger and kick that guy out the window when it pops up. It's just fucking impossible. I knew it was coming, and I was like, don't do it. And then as soon as I saw it, I'm like, yeah, this guy's got to go. Right? Can't save the world without breaking a few eggs.
A lot of good set pieces in Mass Effect 3.
Yes. Yeah. And like you get to the homeworlds of so many different species that you have just heard about in every single game, except for maybe the Krogan, where you get to visit their homeworld in 2. Other than that, it's like, oh, now we get to go to the Solarian homeworld. Oh, now you get to go to the...
Do you go to the Solarian?
Not Solarian. Asari. And I think, don't you go to the... Turian you do for sure. Do you go to the Quarian?
They don't have a homeworld. They have a flotilla.
They have a homeworld. It's like overrun by the Geth.
Right.
I couldn't remember if you went back.
Do you guys save the flotilla or save the Geth?
I usually save
2, 3.
In 2. That'd be a 2.
That's got to be in
decision.
3 because 2 I just played.
Oh yeah, that is 3.
Yeah.
Because Tally is Tally. It's like Tally or Legion, and Legion's like, well, all Geth aren't actually the same. I always pick the Geth because it seems yes, they're robots, but like slavery's not okay, even if they are. Are droids people? You know, the Star Wars question.
Are they sentient robots? Or?
Well, yeah, they're definitely sentient, but they're like
they were not
mind.
Designed to be sentient. They found sentience along the way.
Yeah,
then they didn't earn. They don't deserve it if it wasn't given to them. You can't just take sentience on your own.
That's right. God gave us sentience.
Right. God has to be the one to give it to you.
I like Legion a lot. I usually side with Legion.
Yeah,
I do like Legion. I like Tally a lot too, though. But she's pretty cool.
Remember,
you ever seen her without her mask on?
Yeah, she's like a stock photo. I was just gonna bring that up. Remember when they used that stock photo for Tally's big face reveal, and everyone was like, "What the fuck?" They changed it. They changed her face.
Yeah,
she looks like an alien now instead of just a human lady with like purplish skin. Let's see, Tally, new face. They cleaned up I like clean faces on my Tally. New face. She just, it's just her without the mask. I'm not into the new face. I don't know. She just looks like a person. I guess all Quarians probably just look like people.
Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah, she just has like a ridge, like ridges coming off the corners of her eyebrows. Other than that, she's just a person. I mean, they're all people. She's just a human being, I should say.
I think one of the frustrating things for the whole Geth Quarian thing is if you get far enough in Legion's dialogue, which you can only progress by doing missions, and you only get 2 missions after you get Legion, unless you purposefully save missions for after the game. So I think there's a lot of dialogue that people miss with Legion because the game ends, and unless you go back and continue talking to him, and it becomes very clear that I mean, if you guys are
know if I actually
lore
knew
spoilers, yeah, lore because everyone kind of has about 5 things they'll re-up with you when you talk to them on the ship, where you can progress the conversation kind of 5 times, and then whenever you get to their loyalty mission, it halts it.
Yeah.
So you want to try and bang out the loyalty missions as soon as you can when you get them, if you are interested in keeping those conversations going. But the Geth one, he very much comes out and says, like, we're kind of just holding the planet for the Quarians. Like we're kind of just caretakers right now. We don't want the planet. We don't want to fight them. And they've even left a lot of the war stuff behind as a memorial to them in a way where Shepard's like, what the fuck? Why the fuck you don't have emotions? It's like, we do it for them. That's what they would want. So Geth are pretty sweet. And it was kind of a weird, jarring story moment in 2 where you fight the Geth the whole time in 1, and then Geth show up and we're like, those are the bad Geth. We're the good Geth. And I'm like, oh.
I love that. I love the explanation of like what somewhere along the line a 0 became a 1 and this whole like other subconscious of Geth split off.
Yeah. They're like, neither of us are wrong. We think 2 + 2 = 4, and they think 3 + 3 = 6.
Oh, so good. And
if
you get far enough down Legion's story, when you have to pick between Geth or Quarians, doesn't Tally like jump off a cliff if you go too far down the Geth path?
That's in 3.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember being really frustrated by that.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I wanted to help Legion. I didn't want Tally to fucking kill herself.
Well, and almost every single one of those moments is solvable by having a Renegade or Paragon really, really high.
Yeah.
Like going all the way to the
Rex I think you catch her if you Paragon
there's
her.
Like if you get the blue or red option in the dialogue tree, that's always the pick me to make everyone happy, even if it's you being a dick.
I might be misremembering, but so I don't know if I think there's a Paragon action where you make to catch her but miss. And I remember maybe that's just your score is not high enough, but I remember like pulling the trigger. I think I do anyways. We're pulling the trigger, hitting that Paragon action, and like Shepard dives off the cliff and goes to catch her and then misses, and just being like, oh, what the... Even the fucking Paragon trigger!
I'll let you know.
That game's so good. The way they play with the mechanics.
Yeah, that's good.
It's 2, every time I play, I'm like, I come in and out of that trilogy knowing 2 is my favorite, but whenever I finish 2, I'm very excited to play 3.
Yeah, it's a good finale. Mm-hmm. It was the first time.
And I think I've only done that DLC, the fucking weird one with the underwater guy that really recontextualizes like everything about the fucking Reapers.
Leviathan?
Leviathan.
Yeah, that's the big one. I think
I've only done that DLC once and barely remember it.
That was a good
one. You said that was the only DLC you did, or you've done them all?
I've done them all, but I think I've only done that one once.
Yeah, I played Citadel I played all the Mass Effect 3 DLC for the first time. Not literally all of it, but like most of it came out after the game, didn't it? Leviathan came out way after. Yeah. And played like Citadel, Leviathan. There were a few others played for the first time, and like the DLC in 3 is some of the best Mass Effect. It's so good. Citadel is tremendous.
The DLC structure is just so different for the 2 games because the DLC in 2 is very much you can do the suicide mission and then just get back on your ship and do all this DLC that they'll release later, or missions that you didn't get around to. Whereas 3, there's a finality to the ending.
Yeah.
Where it's more of a load your last save kind of thing.
Mass Effect. Good to be back.
It's fucking fantastic. I love that game. It is living up to the overhyped nature of this video game I've played a million times.
Hell yes.
That only looks slightly better and is probably broken in other ways. but boy, I'm having fun.
Kev, you want to talk a little bit about the new Subnautica?
Sure.
Below Zero, which you've been playing, right?
Yeah, I've got a few of the things that I've been supposed to do done.
I assume you did that first story beat. You get a maybe not first, but you get a marker for Architect Ruins or something It's a
Yeah,
real.
where,
There's a cube. It involves a cube, I'll say.
where you're just kind of swimming around and then you hear that SOS.
Yeah, and then you can kind of find the source, and
Yeah.
they're doing some different things in Subnautica Below Zero, where like the Subnautica, the first game, definitely had a story, definitely had a narrative. There were set piece moments, cutscenes, but it was a little more subdued, where it was kind of you alone on this planet, listening to audio logs and hearing like weird signals and stuff. There are like, you have a voice. I guess is the first big change. You are a character with a voice in Below Zero. You play Robin? No, Sam. You play Sam.
No, you play Robin, the sister of Sam.
Right. Sam was in the first. I don't remember. It's the same planet, so presumably some of that stuff crosses over. But like, there are characters in this game who are like fully voiced and exist in the world in a way they did not in the first game.
Yeah, it's like you say, it's definitely a shift from the way the first game was, because the first game, it's like you go around and then you get those what was it, like messages from the people in space who were like coming to rescue you and everything like that, and you would get those messages to kind of propel you along in the plot and kind of give you ideas of where to go. But in this one, it's without spoiling the
Can we
the
talk
definitely
about that
very
first game?
cool.
Do you think that's
Have
kind
we?
of no? Can we openly? Do you think we could openly talk about the thing? It's only like maybe 3 hours.
I
into
mean,
the first
it's
game.
probably fine.
Probably
Yeah,
fine.
Game's been
I
out
personally
for-
don't care. The only thing I'd worry about is that now is maybe a more people might get into that first game at this moment because
That's probably
that
fair
DLC is
enough.
Oh,
coming up.
All
Yeah.
right, let's give I'll just give a quick 1 minute spoiler warning. I'm just going to say the thing that happens in Subnautica 1. So if you want to say clear on that game, or if you're listening live, plug your ears for 60 seconds, starting right now. Hopefully they're gone. There is a like virus on the planet that you get infected with, and it turns out the planet has all these like guns and defenses. It's a quarantine planet. Nothing can leave. This alien technology keeps you there, and you kind of have to solve that problem. But they don't mention that in this game. So you land on the planet, and like, I know that I shouldn't eat the fish because I'll get infected, but I eat the fish.
Maybe because you and I were kind of discussing when you were streaming it was whether or not at the end of the first game you actually do solve that problem.
Yeah,
And thinking back and hearing you kind of explain
that's our
the
minute.
parts
So
that I missed
we'll have to be vague again. That's our minute.
about the defense system in the first game,
Mm-hmm.
like because I totally didn't remember that.
Oh yeah,
But I think you do solve the problem by nature of the fact that you escape.
yeah, but the problem is also somehow related to. It's almost like two acts, where the problem you solve is the first act, and then there's a whole second act where you meet some characters and things. And I think one led directly to the other, but like I cannot remember. That first game was so not strange, but just like it metered up the story in such a. It depended on your pace, right? Sometimes you got no story for 10 hours because I'm just building my base.
My pace was extremely slow in the first game. I think it was like 35 hours was my playtime.
Yeah, it was somewhere around 25, I think.
Yeah.
In comparison, I am just flying through Below Zero. I'm like, I know that, all right, I got to get the mobile vehicle bay first. I don't need any of this other shit. Let's rush to the vehicle bay, get my vehicle, and we start working on these other things. And a lot of those skills transfer over.
Yeah, for sure. Like definitely at least for how to prioritize things to build and where to look for things for sure definitely helps out. Knowing that coming from the first game, knowing that, generally speaking, if you're looking for the next tier of material to find to craft, just go deeper. You're probably going to find it if you just go deeper.
Mhm.
And those kind of just little knowing how the game worked definitely translates to this one for sure.
Yeah,
You've lived a lifetime under the ocean already.
that's
Yes.
right. There's a few new mechanics. The Below Zero, you're on the polar ice caps, or on an ice cap, I guess. So there is a temperature mechanic when you're above ground, above water, which seems like it'll come into play. I've found like thermoses that can hold coffee that warm you up, and seems like you might have to do some kind of maybe walking across ice where some of the water has frozen over.
Yeah, you found something above ground that I didn't even find.
Oh wow, yeah, I that was kind of one of the things I learned from the first game was like I'm just gonna do the loop of this area as soon as I can and kind of try to figure out the boundaries. And it's much different though. They break it up because you're in a series of connected connected frozen lakes. I'm just gonna mute for a sec here. Goodness.
So is it more on land than the first one or the main game?
I'm too early to say, but there are parts in that first game where you were finding things on land, and there are parts in this game where I found like settlements and things on the ice.
Right.
It's tough to say. I'm very early.
Yeah, I'm a little frustrated with some of the way the waypoints work, because there's this one thing that you have to find. You're going around and you're finding these things in this game.
Yeah, but the first game too set you up. Eventually, it's like you need these materials to progress. Go find them.
Yeah, and this game definitely does the same kind of gimmick. But there's one of the ones that I've unlocked that I see where it should be. I can go directly above it. I can go down. I can swim directly towards it. And I can never find it. I can never find how to get to this one specific one, and it is making me lose my mind.
It's big detour maybe.
And that's what I thought. I'm like, maybe it's one of the ones that I have to go maybe start a section lower and like go up to it, and it's just never going to happen, man. I'm just going to lose my mind one time. I'm going to look up a guide for it and how to find that one thing, and then I'm going to feel dirty about myself.
It's like that flower from the first game. There's that one flower that was so fucking hard to find.
Once you open the guide too, you never close it after that.
Can't.
You're like, well, I might as well just keep this open.
Can't put the lid back on Pandora's box.
Glance over at it. Do you guys do like are you under the ice a lot?
Yeah, so that's a new thing to consider in this game, which I've actually already died to. Is in the first game, it's just ocean. You can surface wherever you need to.
Always come up.
Always.
Yeah.
In this game, the first time you go to surface, I like using the fast ascent bag thing where it's like an airbag. You fly up, and the first time you smash into that ice, you're like, oh fuck, right. I need to find an air hole. But to compensate, there are plants underwater now that you can refill your oxygen from. And
yes, which is by far the greatest quality of life change they made in this game.
The exploration is actually really different with that change, because it used to just be you go down till your air is out, you have to come back up. There was really no way to replenish. Now you can go down and sorry, go ahead.
Do you like put your mouth on the fish's mouth and just squeeze the fish?
It's a plant that like you're seeing those spiders, those like water spiders, how they have like the bubbles in their web. It looks like that. It's like a bubble underwater with like little like feelers on it. And I imagine you just stick your mouth into it and go.
There are also fish that you can stick your mouth into and get oxygen.
Yeah, like I'm picturing like a puffer fish that's inflated that you then go mouth to mouth with and squeeze.
Yeah, those ones look like
the hole.
They look like the donut ones.
Oh, I didn't know you could get oxygen from the whole fish.
Yeah,
there's a fish with a hole in the middle, which I think is the fucking coolest thing.
Like a donut.
Yeah. Subnautica Below Zero. It seems very good. I haven't seen like any new frightening creatures. I really feel like I got over my not fear of the ocean in real life, but in Subnautica certainly, like my fear in that first game, where there are kind of some like the big predators aren't as devastating as maybe Kevin's shaking his head. No,
I am shaking my head. No,
you can like I was training those leviathans by the end of that game. I was having them eating peepers out of my hand.
I am not someone who is like afraid of the depths or whatever. And there was a moment in this one where I was going deeper and deeper, and there was something that I had to get in this one area. And in order to get into this one area was not a small entrance, but only a single entrance to this area, and it was guarded by something that was quite scary.
I see.
And I was thinking to myself, like, okay, well, I'm just gonna come back, and I started
with
taking my sea truck and like going back to base, and I'm like, I'm just gonna do this later because this is freaking me out too much. I can't deal with it now. And then I got about a third of the way back to my base, and I realized, I'm like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna turn around. I'm there. I'm close. I'm just gonna toughen up and do it.
Yeah. Tell them what's on your mind.
It was terrifying. It was so terrifying.
The kind of the only scare I've gotten. You're always so tense. You're in the dark ocean, especially below zero. There's presumably new creatures. You can fucking hear them but not see them from the beginning of the game. They're like, boom. You're like, I wonder what those are. There was these were in the first game, these little fish that like pop out of pods and they blow up. They're like, and they fly at you. And it's just like, I don't know, the angle I was coming down or something. I didn't realize what it was, one of those little pods. And like, I was like, what's this thing? Got right up to it and the fish fucking popped out. It was on stream today. And like, I just about flipped backwards in my chair. Like, like fucking right over.
Yeah, that exact same thing happened to me. The first one of those fish that I came across in this one too.
They're even in the first game. I'm like, got me. I'm used to these stupid things. It seems very cool though. $40 on Steam, probably 30 in the Americas.
Yeah, have you been building your base up at all yet? Or
Haven't even started.
Just rocking out of the pod.
Yeah, I want to build a sea truck before I got my mobile vehicle thing. I want to build a sea truck before I start doing base stuff.
That makes sense.
My next project.
Have you learned about the seed truck yet?
Yeah. I just need to go get materials for it now.
Yes.
Yeah. Any closing thoughts here on Subnautica, Kev?
It's really good. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But like I say, the waypoint system, because of how the tunnels work in this one especially, I didn't necessarily find the first game had a lot of that, because it was in the first game it was kind of, you kind of swim towards the waypoint and you're gonna find it just because of the way the underwater layout was in that game.
Mm-hmm.
But this one is definitely a lot more interconnected caves and like
sea monkey
Running
caves,
underwater areas that
find
you
the
have to get in
hole.
through these tiny holes and everything like that. So yeah, this one it's a lot harder to find the things, but definitely the underwater area is a lot more intricate and a lot more interesting to be exploring.
Yeah.
Have you guys got a sense of the length yet compared to the other game?
No idea.
It all depends. I've heard people have beat it in about 10 hours. I'm sure the speed run will be 45 minutes or less.
What is the first game speedrun, I wonder?
I think it was about 45 minutes, maybe 50, I want to say. The first game speedrun is
33 minutes and 36 seconds.
33 minutes.
It's currently
okay,
the fastest
down to-
time.
It's kind of a boring speedrun.
Jesus, what am I seeing? We'll set the podcast again. There's the most viewed hot tub Twitch on stream is someone pouring cola into their what? It's I don't know how old this person is. I would guess between the ages of 14 and 25, white male boy, sitting in what I can only describe as a laundry basket, maybe like a polyester laundry basket.
This is the top hot tub stream.
Full of water with a 4-pack of Coke, pouring it into it. Great.
That sounds like quality content.
This is the most watched. It managed to pull in almost 500,000 concurrent viewers, obliterating a record of only 100,000 by Pokimane. But I mean, Pokimane is an attractive lady. Also, this is a man. This is. He's probably considered fairly attractive, I suppose. But this is a fully clothed individual. There's no sexiness to this hot stream at all. This hot stream.
Wait, how do you know
live
there's
stream.
no sexiness there?
I mean, I'm
the
not.
number one on Twitch right now has a dude who is in a grape costume and a lady who is in a avocado costume in a hot tub, and they have random screens up of actual hot tub streamers. I don't know what's happening. I have it muted, but I can only assume that it is the stupidest thing in the
so
world.
many like one viewer ones too. I mean, there's so many one viewer streams of everything, but thanks very much for your sub, Blake. I really appreciate it, brother. I'll
What does
support
the
you.
one viewer hot tub stream look like?
I don't know. Hot Tub Waifu's official here. Hot Tub Waifu's 24/7. I got anime music. I'm not. Ugh. Let's see here. Let's go to the. Whoa. Oh, Brando's back.
Here we go. McNasty33, hot tub time. Subs welcome. This dude's
I
going
only
to
came
a
back
hot
because I
tub.
heard you guys getting into the hot tub.
Viewers
wars.
low to high. Let's go see these zero. Yeah, some of these zero views. I mean, that's why they have zero. They're not in hot tubs.
This dude is literally not in a hot tub. All right, I'm closing that shit down. I don't even
Indoor
care about hot
beach
tubs anymore.
time. I want to find the lowest viewed stream that literally has a person in a hot tub. I want to find the crossover before we come back. This can all be part of it. No, that's not a person. That's not a person in a hot tub. It's Buddha in a hot tub. That doesn't count.
Mr. Clean hot tub stream. Oh my god.
Hot Thanos dancing in a hot tub. That one's got 2 viewers.
Oh, Twitch.
Oh, this one is just streaming anime movies, it looks like. That's
You gotta love it.
Miyazaki movie there.
From a hot tub, though.
Okay, here we go. I think I found him. Let's see. 3 viewers. Yes. Here, I'll send to you in the chat. Shout outs to, I guess I cannot vouch for this person personally. Maybe they're terrible. Warrior_TTV_ on Twitch, who currently has 2 viewers and appears to be legitimately a person in a hot tub. I can't send you this because my icons don't bring up what they're supposed to. But yes, Warrior_TTV_. I was just gonna, let's get the sound on here to see what's going on. Yeah, he's just hanging out. He's just having a good time. He's got like a jet in his
Hopefully
back.
this doesn't crash my shit.
Yeah, or mine again. Great.
Oh yeah,
That seems
Bros
all right.
Live.
Yeah, nobody's even.
Top tier.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
I'm into this.
dudes in a hot tub.
He looks happy.
Oh, he's German. He's speaking German, I think. All the stream information's in German. Berliner Schnauz mit Hangsu bekloptem. Danke for 400 follower. I know what that
Look at how
means.
happy he is that he doubled his followers.
Yeah, Danke. Looks like he's about to vomit over the. Okay, no, he's good. He's good. Been there.
6.
Been there,
He's
buddy.
been in there for almost 4 hours.
Oh, fuck, he has. Hang on. Let me. Where do I find the VOD? Has he really been in there for 4 hours? That's not healthy.
I mean, I've been in a hot tub for more than 4 hours,
Yeah,
and
how is that going? Drinking in a
It's
hot
hot.
tub.
oh yeah, you feel it.
Oh yeah.
It has an effect once you get out. When you're in the hot tub, you're invincible, but as soon as you get out, then things start to go bad.
Wild. What a wild time. That's like the dangerous intersection of hot tub streaming and Twitch streaming. The always having to be on, always having to do more than the other person, longer and more regular, plus being in a hot tub. Man.
Yeah. You're just gonna bake yourself.
Yeah. And I don't know. Feels like if you're not a lady with a very fit body that maybe you aren't really even playing the game. You know, you haven't really like brought skates to play today. It turns out.
This is a me thing, but all I can think about when we're doing that is how sad that guy's going to be when his followers go back down.
When hot tub streams are no longer the thing.
No, just when it went up to like 7 there.
Oh,
Just
viewers,
when-
viewers, yeah. Oh, Kyle, what have you been up to?
I played a couple of games.
Or actually, I think maybe. Yeah, you know what? We'll jump around. Fuck it.
Oh,
Tell me about it.
fuck it. I played a bit of Hotline Miami 2.
Heck of a game.
It's interesting. It's fun. It's like a GTA 1, GTA 2 kind of top-down style. You're thrown into a room just with random guards. Each guard has a random weapon, and you got to go through the room without getting killed or hit, pretty much.
It's kind of. It's almost like puzzly in a nature
Yeah.
where you have to like, oh, okay, this guy's gonna have a shotgun in this room. He's gonna have a bat. How am I gonna deal with these guys?
Right.
Yeah. And it's very like retro VHS, kind of like flashing at you, a scratchy kind of grainy film.
The fucking
It's
jams.
unique.
The
Yeah.
music is
Tell me about
so
the jams.
good.
Yeah, it's pretty dark. It's pretty like adultish, I would say,
Yeah.
right off the bat. Like the opening scene is pretty rough, but it's fun. I'm having a fun time with it for what it is.
Did you play that first game?
I didn't actually.
Heck
No.
of a.
It's very good too.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
how the second game was received overall.
It
Pretty
reminds
well,
me.
apparently.
It reminds me
I don't
of just
think they
like a
changed
2D
much.
Manhunt. That's what it reminds me of.
Manhunt.
Yeah,
Never played Manhunt.
really. That's an intense game.
Rockstar. Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's like one of those games that's banned in so many countries as well.
Roll my
Yes.
eyes here on this podcast.
If you've never played Manhunt, Matt, I suggest checking it out. It's pretty wild.
Kevin's got a hotline bling stuck in his head. He says in the chat here.
And I know when that hotline playing.
And then real quick, I went through another game, Northgard.
OP pick of the week.
Yeah, that's my OP pick of the week for sure. It's a bit of a slower RTS.
Northgard.
Yeah, it's kind of like settler style tiles. You're thrown into a map. You have just a few villagers you can assign to tasks depending on what building you send them over to. You start out just by having them as scouts. They go out and they automatically will scout out the map for you and expand your map, your field of vision. It's unique in a sense, like it's not like your traditional RTS where you're just trying to churn out units. You're trying to actually find the balance of like the rock, paper, scissors style. You have smaller clusters. First, I should say it's set in like Viking times. So you have clans, and each clan has different perks based off what you pick.
Is this like a competitive? You play 1v1 online type of a
you can
real-time strategy game?
Yeah, I haven't.
StarCraft.
It looks like Age of Empires almost to me, where like it seems like there's a little bit of kind of city managing and that sort of thing, and then also combat and building military units.
There's a surprising amount of city management to it because once you start getting bigger and you start expanding further, you run out of territory. So the game is tiled, and your scouts search tile by tile. And on each tile, you can have 3 buildings, or when you upgrade the tile, you can have 6 buildings or 4, I think it might be. So you have to think about like what you're expanding and where you're expanding to. And if you expand too rapidly, your town just gets overcome with sickness, and your villagers start dying right out. But it's interesting how the game works. Is like if you have an entire village that's getting sick, your food stores start dying out, and your wood supply starts dying out as well. But as your population dies out, your supplies start going back up because people are dead and they can't use anything, and eventually your village will balance right back out. So it's kind of interesting how it swings out
Society
like that.
working as designed.
That's right. Yeah, and it goes through seasons too. So in winter seasons, when you're in winter, your food supplies go down rapidly, and your wood supply goes down, of course, because everybody's trying to keep warm and eating. And then you go through your spring, summer, fall kind of seasons, and it tells you like to prepare for certain events, and certain things can happen in each season. So it's unique how it throws it at you. You're not just dealing with the other AI and where they're at, you're dealing with the environmental factors as well. And there's also like unique territories you can capture that are like significant points. Like there's one that's like a gateway, a portal that if you capture, it'll start summoning enemy units over to their camps. And there's like mythological points you can capture as well that are like you can send lore masters over, and they'll increase your like tech tree or whatever. It's interesting. It's having a lot of fun with it. If you like a smaller scale RTS, it's definitely worth checking out.
Also on the Switch, on everything, including the Switch.
That's actually really cool. It'd be interesting on the Switch with the touchscreen.
Yeah, I wonder. Let's see, Switch touch controls. I'm unable to find. Okay, here we go. Top Google result is Northgard on Switch, well implemented controls.
Cool.
Great.
Cool.
Well implemented. Well done.
Apparently-
Not confirm nor deny that those are touch controls.
Anecdotally, micromanaging the fights seems like it might be annoying.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the fights are pretty automatic. It's not like
You got to get your low health unit, run him out of there so he doesn't die. Keeps doing damage. You never play RTS
yeah, that's
before?
true. Yeah. You're
Could
right,
you
you're right.
just keep the population low, like just you and your buddies, and put all resources into
Live like
building
kings.
walls, and just be like, we'll fucking siege the shit out of this thing. We'll fucking sit back. Our stores are they're just only going to grow because there's an adverse relationship between living people and supplies.
You can't. Well, I'm not sure about siege units. Like there is like when your scouts are exploring, they will explore neutral
No,
NPCs
don't send the
and
scouts out. You keep the scouts in with you.
Oh, you can't do anything like that. There's no units that'll like just outright siege units.
You need a Brando unit.
The closest thing you can do that I've found is there's like he's a Titan that you can one of your scouts will eventually find him. He's just a Titan, and you can open up a trade route with him and give him food. And as you've given him food, it'll increase your cap, or it'll increase your it'll just make him like you more, essentially. And then eventually you can send him over to the enemy base to cause havoc and stuff. It's interesting.
Northgard is that game.
Yep.
G-A-R-D. Northgard. Anything else? Key? Oh, I almost said your initials. I guess people know your initials. It doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah.
KGB? Anything else? Any other games?
No, that's
Any
it,
other
really.
games? Komitet Gosudarstenovoy Bezipasnosti?
Just the usual Valorant and a bit of Hell Let Loose.
Yeah, that's a heck of a game. We're still... The community is getting behind Hell Let Loose. Well, not Kevin is getting behind Hell Let Loose.
I played for, I want to say, an hour. I think my
more than
time
that.
on the game was about an hour before I clicked the refund this game button.
Hey, I refunded it the first time too, you know? This is The Sims 4 all over again. Buy it, refund it, buy it, keep it.
Probably not going to be going back and buying it again.
That's all right.
Tell me about Solasta, Kevin.
Yes, Solasta, the crown of the Magister.
Spanish word for nap, I think. You stop for a quick Solasta in the afternoon.
Oh, fuck, I could use a Solasta today, for sure. Be good. So Solasta is a D&D-ass D&D video game. Even more so... sorry, my voice has just decided to explode.
Been there.
You still lost it.
Yeah, Solasta right there.
Shut it down.
But it is a D&D-ass D&D video game in a way that, at least the last time I played Baldur's Gate 3 has nothing on this.
Just adherence to rules wise?
Oh yeah, like it is completely adherent to the rules. There's only 6 classes, which has its ups and downs, but you can play as a fighter, a paladin, a rogue, a ranger, a cleric, or a wizard.
Is that the full list? Or are they going to add the other D&D ones?
Well, they may, because this is full release of the game 1.0. I'm sure expansions and stuff will come. Maybe they'll add more classes and things like that. But as it is now, it is very, very in line with what you would expect. We're talking attacks of opportunity, where it'll pop up and give you, do you want to do an attack of opportunity? I have a paladin in my party, so every time I hit with an attack, it pops up the thing that says, would you like to use a smite on this attack? There are readied actions where you can ready an attack, you can ready a cantrip spell, you can ready a ranged attack. There's the 3 levels of encumbrance, where you have your light load, your medium load, your heavy load.
There's a light level here I'm seeing. You need light in dark places or else you miss.
Everything, there's light and illumination affects all your attacks. So visually you can always see what's happening, but your light level may cause you to have disadvantage on an attack against an enemy, because it's technically supposed to be dark in this
just
room.
because you have dark vision doesn't mean your characters do.
Exactly. There's overland movement when you're trying to go from place to place, where you'll run into random encounters. You'll find boars to kill to increase your food supplies along the way. You'll forage plants and materials along the way that you happen to find. There's situations where you'll spot an ambush on the road, and you can decide to avoid the ambush or fight with an advantage. Like it is D&D-ass D&D in a video game in a way that I have never seen before.
It seems dope. There's a trailer June the 1st. They're adding a dungeon maker where it looks like it was like designing a D&D map top down that then you go in and play in the game, which seems really rad.
Yeah, Solasta. Crown of the Magister. I think it's I think it's right around Subnautica price too.
Yeah, $50, 10 more than Subnautica.
Oh, I got it when it was on sale, so
Yeah, seems
It
cool.
must have recently pumped
Seems
up in
like
price.
a game that will outlive a lot of other games just due to the crowd sourcing for it.
One of the top review here in the Steam thing is, I wish Baldur's Gate 3 was like this.
Yeah, which makes perfect sense. There
That's
was
Kevin.
one area that I'm not too far into the game. I'm only about 2 main quests in, 2 maybe 3. But there was one area where, just to give you an idea of the level of D&D that this game is, I looked up how to find a treasure chest that was in this area that I could see the treasure chest, and I couldn't figure out how to get to it. So I'm like, well, how the fuck do you get to this treasure chest? And the way that they told me I had to get to the treasure chest is I had to have spider climb.
The
I had to
spell.
cast spider climb
Mhm.
on one of my characters, who could then climb up a wall. And once on the wall, I had to misty step from the wall to the location where the treasure chest is.
Good stuff.
Yeah, so it's that kind of deep level of D&D play. There was one fight where I was trying to sneak in all of my characters to get in super optimal positions, and I snuck my super high armor class fighter to the opposite side, and then used that fighter to trigger the fight. So all the enemies rushed to him, and then as soon as all the enemies rushed to the high armor class fighter, that's when the rest of my supporting cast all popped out of their hiding spots and rained down spells and death on everyone from behind, and they didn't see any of it coming. It was glorious.
D&D's way easier when you control every character.
Yes,
when you
D&D is
aren't,
way easier
aren't
when you
role playing
control
and also control every character.
but it's also cool in a way that a lot of these games, like especially what was the one you and I played?
Divinity Original Sin 2.
Yeah, Divinity Original Sin 2. The characters that we created, they didn't really have a lot of personality.
Yeah, they were just...
all the cutscenes that would have had a character in it were just completely scrapped. Whereas in Solasta, you kind of give your characters, you answer a bunch of questions in character creation where it gives you a personality, and then your character will have a fully voiced, fully animated set of things that they say during cutscenes based on the personality that you've chosen.
Oh, wow.
So even though you're creating your own character from the ground up, every single character that you create feels like it's a real person, just because of the personality that you link to it gives it all these voice lines.
Is the full thing voiced?
Yeah, everything's voiced.
Ooh, okay, now we're talking. For some reason, well, it's because there's a lot of games like it. When I see one of these games, I assume some voice acting for the major stuff, but a lot of reading.
No reading in this game,
Dope.
at least yet.
Dope.
But yeah, like I'm having an absolute blast with this game.
Yeah, it looks rad. I might check that out this week or the next week in this week podcast time. Next week real time. Solasta, Crown of the Magister.
I guess the only thing it doesn't have though is it doesn't have a multiplayer mode or anything like that. So
yeah.
So it's very much a single player game, whereas like a lot of these other games like Divinity 2, Baldur's Gate 3, those are all going to have multiplayer modes. So you can jump in there with your friends, but this one does not. And it definitely would be better with the multiplayer, but it doesn't take a lot of it away.
Yeah,
I feel.
And like they're adding things to it. The Dungeon Maker, who knows what's in the future.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't know how long it was in alpha or early access or whatever they call it now. But yeah, like I say, just came out about a week ago, and it's great. I'm shocked at how detailed it is.
Look, if modders can add multiplayer to Sekiro, they can add multiplayer to this for sure.
That is probably true.
There's no impossible.
Developed and published by Tactical Adventures.
Yeah, based off of the open source 5.1 rules that Wizards put out and just said, here, do with it as you will.
Did we talk about Knockout City on this podcast? The dodgeball, the 3v3 dodgeball game?
No.
I don't know.
I don't think so, which is weird because I
That
feel
is
like
weird.
we would have had a show since then.
Yeah, I'll search through the notes. Knockout City is a hell of a game that has been big in this apartment anyways. Brando's been into it.
Yep.
Let me just make sure here.
It's the
June
Check the old show notes.
7th pod. June 7th pod? Knockout City?
no, we haven't talked about
Oh,
June
yeah,
7th
City
pod.
yet.
That's today.
That is today.
That's
yeah.
today. Okay, I guess we haven't. 3v3 dodgeball game. Well, up to 3v3 dodgeball game. It is, boy, it's kind of almost like Rocket League meets sort of a fighting game, or that's maybe not even the right way to think it. Like it's like Rocket League meets rock paper scissors, kind of. The mix up elements of fighting games where you kind of have to guess
Right.
what the opponent's gonna do. Where you are you have kind of 2 spin throws, you have a catch, you have a dash that you can use to kind of get through some stuff. You're pretty mobile in most of your animations. You can kind of cancel into a catch at almost any time, it seems. The dash gives you a bit of immunity. You can sort of like fly through throws towards you, and you're sort of using all these tools in combination to try to knock the other team out. Try to get 10 kills or whatever. It depends on the mode you're playing, but to dodgeball. And then there are all sorts of specialty balls and multi-ball and the rest. And it's rad. It is like, it reminds me of playing For Honor in a way, where it is this like tight, snappy sports game where every time something goes not your way, you can tell immediately why that happened, and it is clearly your fault. And had you just read the tell a little better and seen that catch or that throw come slower, like it is one of those games where every time you fuck up, it is 1,000% your fault.
And it's amazing how, because the kind of the primary mode you play is 3-on-3, and it's amazing how often when you're playing well and you're playing a very good team, how it's just like once you lose that first guy, it's often just a tidal wave against you, and that's three kills for the other team, and it's a 1st to 10. So it almost feels in a weird way like it's designed for groups of 3 to get knocked out 3 times, and then a race. Like the amount of matches I've had where it's been 9-9, or it's crazy to be like, man, it comes down to 9-9 so often until you kind of think of the layout of the game where it's like, oh yeah, it's usually me and my 2 buddies going down, or us going in and killing all 3 of them. Like it feels like the points are coming in 3s so often.
Yeah.
That it is mathematically, like if it was a 1st to 9, it would be a way different game than being a 1st to 10.
And there is a element of, there are like team mechanics where as you are throwing balls, so if I throw a ball at Kevin and he catches it, if you perfect that catch, if you nail the timing on it, the ball gets a charge, and now when you throw the ball, it's going to go faster. And we can keep charging it up. I think there are like 8 levels or something. It gets fast by the end. It's basically a fucking laser beam. And
you can also charge your own ball by passing it amongst your team.
That's right.
So
And you can
wanna be,
also
like, moving the ball around.
You can also turn into a ball, and your teammate can throw you, which is this like extra high risk, high reward, because if you hit someone, it's always a kill. Normally you have 2 hearts and you got to hit twice to get knocked out. If you hit somebody with a player ball, it's a kill. But if they catch the player ball, that player's in big trouble because they're just going to throw him off the edge. And like that's a kill. And
one of the dodgeballs, we talked about how there's a multi-ball. There's like a bomb ball that explodes on whatever it hits, but there's also a cage ball, which basically forces whoever it is hit into that ball form. So you get hit with a cage ball and you basically become a dodgeball and are like yelling at your team to please God, please grab me.
Catch
so
me.
These guys don't grab me and just throw me off the edge. You're like, at least use me to cause mayhem while I'm in this cage.
It is this like really frantic, really kind of frenetic, very much like Rocket League, this highly team-oriented game where when you and your teammates are kind of just working in sync and like things are just popping off. You're nailing the catches. The audio cues are really good. So I would recommend anyone playing on console turn their turn sensitivity up to max, because it's better on PC and you play against people on PC and you can see them spinning way faster, which is annoying. It's when you're looking at someone, it locks on. There's no precision aiming. So you really want high turn sensitivity. And the audio cues are so good that like I can catch balls from behind without seeing them. Just the whoosh, like the sound it makes as it approaches. You spin around, it's boom. And when you nail that catch, it is unlike anything. It is like flying up in Rocket League and spiking it out of the air. And it's so good.
Yeah, it's really good. It's such a like you always judge a game by how much fun you're having when you're losing, or maybe that's what I do because I'm always losing at any video game I play. But it is one of those games that after a loss, I'm I just can't wait to get back in a way that there are numerous video games where string a couple losses together, and I'm like, I would sooner die than play another round of this.
If I lose 2 games in a row, I usually have to turn off the video game. But not Knockout City.
And there's a cool, we kind of talked about how there's different kinds of throws, but when you're in the air, you can do basically a front flip, which is like a double jump. And if you throw out of that front flip, it does like kind of a rainbow shot, not slow like a rainbow, but like a top curve.
It's like a big lob.
Yeah. And if you do a spin instead of a flip with a different button, a B, I think it's B, you can throw like a big hooking curveball. And like Mead said about the turn and catch feeling as good as anything, when you like throw that curveball around fucking cover and hit people who are trying to hide behind it, it is it's the greatest feeling.
Feels
in
like
the
you're
world.
Captain America. You throw that shield and just
Throw
watch
the
this like
shield, yeah.
huge arc on it, and it's like conk. You're like, fucking A.
Because it is locking on.
Yeah.
But then you're just trying to get like the right fucking turn on it. Because if you throw it right at the wall when it's locked on, it's just going to hit the wall.
Yeah, the lock
But if
will
it's locked
last a
on
little
and
bit
you
after
kind of hook it around.
after you lose line of sight. You have the lock for a few seconds, so you can throw around corners or over ramps or obstacles. Like you can do some really dumb shit.
That's cool.
Is
that free on Game Pass?
It's free on Game
Free for
Pass?
everybody right now, I think.
Yeah, that might be. Was that just for May? It was. Let's see.
I believe it is for everybody up to a certain level. Is, I
Knockout
believe, how they have decided to do
City
it.
brings back free trial for new players. Play as long as you'd like with some restrictions.
It's $30 on Steam.
Free 10-day trial. Yeah, it was free for 10 days. You can play, but your progression is limited to rank 25, which
That's what I heard.
is all consumable stuff anyway, or cosmetic stuff anyways. That
Yeah.
Being able to play that free to play is dope.
Mhm.
Not crazy about the character design and stuff. I don't see myself wanting to or giving a fuck about the cosmetics. It
The
kinda looks
aesthetic
like
in general.
Fortnite to me. I know that's really reductive, but like, it kind of looks like Fortnite to me.
It's like Fortnite art, but like I feel like even less self-aware.
Yeah.
Like Fortnite kind of knows it's dumb. This feels like it thinks it's cool.
Edgy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I agree. It's my least favorite part of the game is like I was like putting like different hair and sunglasses and everything.
And like,
And like the first like emote you get when like you unlock is like cracking knuckles at the fucking starting screen, and I'm like, I don't want to fucking crack knuckles at people.
that is Knockout City. Check out that free mode. It's dope. The one-on-one mode is also, I think, super dope. I really like it. Like one-on-one Rocket League, it's a totally different thing, but it is, I think, really cool. And the best way to like learn how to play.
Cool.
Any other games here, gang, or should we roll in the news?
To the news.
Alrighty. We'll maybe save this magic thing for the very end here. E3, the leaks, the ship called E3 ain't as watertight as she used to be, which is bad
plugging
news
the
because that thing always leaked. A little bit of a 2K leak here. This is interesting. Jason, the Schreier, somebody confirmed it. The leak includes NBA 2K22, of course, something codenamed Project Vault, which is described as Cthulhu meets Saints Row, which might be there was a game that Hangar 13, the guys who made the folks who made Mafia, they were working on an open world sci-fi game with supernatural elements was the alleged leak, which this might line up with that. Something called Wonderlands, which is apparently a Borderlands spin-off based on my least favorite character from Borderlands, Tiny Tina. People like Eric asked for that. Eric fucking loves Tiny Tina. Eric is like, he has Tiny Tina tattooed on his scrotum. Apparently it's going to be the same looting shooting style as the other Borderlands. It's going to be another Borderlands. Something codenamed, I think, Coda, C-O-D-A, from Firaxis, who made XCOM, which is described as XCOM, but with Marvel heroes.
Sign
Okay.
me
Yeah.
up.
Fucking A. Especially from Firaxis, from the fucking XCOM people. Hell
That'd
yes.
be cool.
That sounds fucking dope.
That
I don't even
sounds
like
super
tactics
dope.
games, and I'll play that.
And Schreier says that the leak is real, confirms these things exist, but they might not all be at E3. Not sure what we're going to see next week. I really hope we see that Marvel thing.
I want to see some Elden Ring. Like, we're
Yeah,
just dying.
yeah,
here.
we'll
Just
see.
drying
That's
up.
not a
It's not
game.
real.
That's
it's not
not
real.
it's
now
like
at this
it's
point,
like the
you know?
ending to Game of Thrones. It never exists and never will. It's like Star Citizen. Stop believing in these fucking fake ephemeral things. Let's see here. We'll do this one quickly. God of War is delayed to 2022.
Yeah.
Not surprising.
No. And like even like I would go so far as to say good.
Yeah, totally. They cite the well-being and health of their team, which good for them. Will ship on PS4, which is surprising to me, anyways. Especially after Jim Ryan got out there and was like, "We love Generations. We're not backwards compatibility. Can fuck off. Buy the PS5."
As time goes by, that is proven to be more and more bullshit.
Yeah, Jim
Also,
Ryan wanted
he's
you to buy
probably
a
in there
PS5.
being like, "We don't have fucking PlayStations for everybody, so we need to put this out on something people have."
Yeah.
And Corey Barlock says, "Quit being a dick." Apparently, of course, in response to the delays, and apparently in response to the news it'll ship on PS4, people are sending death threats and all sorts of fucking garbage. Corey Barlock on Twitter says, "If you want to be mad at someone for anything, God of War related, the delay, the PS4/5 version, trolls, subtitle size, Sigrun, whatever, be angry with me," which is the game developer way of saying fucking fuck off. Shut the fuck up and leave us alone and let us make our game, you trolls. But he can't say that,
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
you know, don't be shitty. There's real people behind those games,
He should say that.
you know? There's
Yeah,
real
totally.
there's real people behind everything on the internet, it turns out. You stream for long enough and every negative comment affects somebody somewhere down the line.
You got to find a way to link someone's Twitter with their PSN account, and just if they're a
No,
shithead
that's-
on Twitter,
No.
just fucking you can't even buy the game. Fuck
Oh,
you.
man, please, Mr. Barlock. Please let me buy the game.
No game for you.
I'll be better on I'm sorry I tried to get a refund for Returnal. Counter-Strike Global Offensive has apparently stripped out most of their free-to-play features here. I guess this used to work where... So Global Offensive once upon a time was a like $20 game you had to buy to play. At some point, it split into a free-to-play and not free-to-play model. Their premium one was called Prime Status, which gave you Prime-only matchmaking, which sounds like the worst. Why? Why? A feature... That's weird. Weird.
Well, why would you want to play with the plebs?
Why would you
You're
want
not
to play in
You're
a
not going to play for
smaller...
the game. If you're not going to pay for the game, why? I don't want to play with you.
It just seems weird. Hey, we got... It's not a bug, it's a feature. You have less players to matchmake with. The quality of your matches will be objectively worse.
Yeah.
They also got items drops, XP bonuses, all sorts of gun skins and things in Counter-Strike these days. Free players were able to earn all those things, but just at a much slower rate. And apparently that was ruining the game. They cite... I don't know if I have the quote here. Prime-only matchmaking was just chock full of cheaters and Smurf accounts and griefers. The blog post here says, along with all the gameplay that we made available for free, new players had access to drops, ranks, skill groups, and a free path to Prime matchmaking. Unfortunately, over time, those benefits have become an incentive for bad actors to hurt the experience of both new and existing players. So we're revising the offering for new players. Good, I guess. Yes, players are
Nice.
players are loud and shitheads about things, and ruin it for everybody. It's the ending of Mass Effect 3 all over again. Great work.
Well, really, I mean, CS just doesn't compete with Valorant these days.
What is that, like, numbers wise?
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think like the majors and the big tournaments and stuff, like a lot of CS:GO players are directly switching into Valorant.
Yeah, let's see
Yeah.
here. See if we can get like concurrent. Oh, I guess Valorant's not on Steam, so I wouldn't be able to find those numbers.
No.
What else do I got for news? Let's see here. Creator of Sonic, Yuki Naka, the creator of Ballin Wonderworld, and there was another Ballin game, right? Wonderworld is the second one.
What even is that?
It's
Couldn't
a.
tell
It
ya.
looks like a bad game, man.
It is. You should look at some video
No,
of Ballin
I
Wonderworld.
shouldn't.
It
I
is
shan't.
amazing. It looks like a game that came out in like '96,
Okay,
earlier maybe
all right.
'94. Yes, quite bad, quite bad. Apparently, Square Enix brought Yuki Naka on in 2018 to set up Ballin Studios with the sole purpose of developing Ballin Wonderworld. Currently, the Switch version has 36 on Metacritic.
This game also looks like Fortnite.
This game, man, I'm like watching video of it. There's a weird, like the planet you're on is round, so they do this weird like fisheye lens effect that makes me want to vomit.
Whoa! It's not a flat world.
I
fucking realism.
I
in
think
this
it.
bullshit
I think
game.
it is, but it's ugh.
Nobody
weird.
knows the world is flat.
Yeah, so nobody knows if this was Yuki Naka's decision to leave Square, or if maybe more likely the poor performance of Ball and Wonderworld kind of got him the boot. It's hard to have a studio called Ball Studios and then have Ball and Wonderworld come out and keep that studio around with that name.
Let's make the worst thing that we can and attach our identity to it.
Yeah, and take 3 years, 4 years to do it. 3 years, I
Sounds
guess.
like a good plan.
Yikes.
Very quick story here. Some leaked Battlefield 6 images kind of confirm that it's going to be near future. See some vehicles in a warring city, which apparently they were multiplayer images. Looks like Battlefield, but the time frame is the thing to take away. We're kind of back to like Battlefield 3/4 time frame. It looks like.
All right, so fuck whatever Hell on Wheels or Hell on High Heels.
That's
or
right. Hell on
whatever-
High Heels. Yep.
Whatever game you
Devil,
guys
that's the
are
sequel.
playing.
Devil Wears Prada 2. Hell on High Heels.
As soon as new Battlefield comes out, we're getting way into Battlefield.
Always.
Right, guys?
I miss-
Every new Battlefield is prime time to get into Battlefield.
I've played
played-
every new one
Yeah.
since 2. I've played every new Battlefield since 2.
I don't think I played 5, but other than that, I think I played everyone since 1943.
I tried and did not love
We got
5.
really into 5 for like 2 weeks.
It's free, yeah. It's fine. 5 is fine.
I would have kept
but
playing it, honestly.
I think Battlefield 1 is... I would rather play Battlefield 1 than 5. 1 is fucking dope.
Bad Company.
Yeah. Bad Company
That's what
2.
we need. We need another Bad Company.
Maybe. Near future could be Bad Company. 'Cause
I
wasn't
mean,
Bad Company 2 was present day, I think, right?
I miss
I
like
think so, yeah.
being hunkered in a house and just having it get
Yeah.
fucking obliterated.
Well, that
in
was
front
the
of your
like
eyes.
the Bad Company was when they had their new like every building is destructible
Yeah.
tech, and they really went overboard where literally every single thing was. It
It's
was like
fucking dope.
yeah, everything felt like it was paper mache because you're like concrete wall destructible. It doesn't matter. Steel tank side destructible.
It paid off like in Battlefield 5. Like when you watch a grenade go off and you see the snow just like nicely slide off the fucking building. It looks really they've come a long ways with that
Oh
technology.
yeah, when was that 3 with the Shanghai skyscraper that would collapse?
I think that was 4.
Yeah.
4 with the Levolution or whatever. Whenever that set piece like those, I think that was 3. Anyways, those levels like the set pieces were dope. They look when that fucking blimp went down, like that thing looked rad.
Yeah. They
Blimp.
do a good job.
Hang on, what game would that have been where there was a blimp? That was a Battlefield game. Maybe. Man. What is time? What are games? I'm not crazy, right? There's like a big blimp goes down. It does.
I
It
don't
crashes on
remember
the map and
anything
it
about a
becomes
blimp.
part of the map. It was a free DLC map. That first DLC map they released had a blimp. But what time frame would it have been that it had a
Battlefield
blimp?
1.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking of. You're right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, it all blends together so much.
I'm more of a
Zeppelin.
Battle Toads man.
Yeah, only we're not because we looked at we looked that barrel right the length of it and shied away.
I'm ashamed to admit how slowly we shied away from it.
It's true. Yeah.
It lingered there just for 2 seconds where I was like, are we doing it? And Matt put a stop to that because he's a good man.
Yeah. We watched the Spiral also last night
From the Book of Saw.
from the Book of Saw. Yeah. It was fun. It was okay.
It was fine.
It was not the worst Saw movie.
It was, yeah, I was going to say, it is on par with the kind of second half of Saw movies, I
Yeah.
think.
The like B tier Saw, not the D tier. There's a whole tier of really really bad Saw. This one's somewhere in the middle. It's fine. We'll save that story for the very, very end. Gentlemen, what the fuck is up with Magic prices? Magic the Gathering. What is happening? Giant Spider, a 7th common, a card that I'm not exaggerating. I probably literally had 40 to 100 of. Many of us probably did.
We're using these giant spiders for coasters
It
here.
was worth 10
You
cents?
actually you use them for marijuana joint filters.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
right.
Yeah.
Shit.
Unless you're one of
Big
the
facts.
people who was like, well, the ink on the card, you don't want to smoke that. Don't tell me what I don't want to
Oh, a
smoke.
coward.
That's what you want to smoke.
Hot tin
narc.
foil.
I mean, I could give you the Coles notes on it.
Yeah,
Yes.
what's
Quick
what's
and
going
dirty.
on? What's going on?
I was talking with I have a buddy who's actually he invests in Magic. It's where he sinks a lot of his money into, and it's strictly an investment thing that's come over from crypto. So once COVID hit, obviously it shut down all the tournaments and stuff for Magic, and you have guys that are sitting on decks worth $5,000 to $10,000, and of course crypto starts picking up. And they're sitting on these decks collecting dust because they can't play them. Of course, they're going to sell them off and start investing in crypto. So the prices for the revised list started to lighten up quite a bit.
I'm gonna put an asterisk here and say invest in what I affectionately call the stupid economy, like GameStop stock, AMC stock, Magic cards, apparently crypto, like
Well,
any of these get rich quick overnight.
The good
things.
news is NFTs are currently
NFTs.
plummeting, 'cause those things that is officially the dumbest economy in the world.
sure.
There's still there's
sure.
a real I heard a great use case about used games with NFTs that it's a shame we'll never get to have a real conversation about how that could maybe apply to things because fucking I don't know, Ninja's selling a picture of him as one or whatever.
But yeah, you have all these guys that were once invested in Magic that went over to crypto and saw the crypto market start to crash. So they offloaded all their funds back into Magic,
Crash.
and now all the Magic prices are just going right back through the roof.
Yeah, crypto. I think. Let's see. Bitcoin this time was like. Let's see. What was it last year?
I think it was about 10,000, maybe even lower last year.
This time last year was about $9,000. Yeah, so it did crash to
Yeah.
fucking 40 times its market value since then. But
Yeah.
it's
that's
wild, man.
That's always the funny thing about the Magic market is like
Dogecoin.
there's quite a lot of variables that can change the prices of the cards. That's why it's always a good, like, if you're ever getting into Magic and you want to invest in Magic, it's always a good idea to invest in the lands. Like, you want to get the lands because those are cards that everybody's always going to need. Old edition sets are really collectible too. Like, your revised edition cards are now even getting up there in price, where as just a few years ago you could buy a Howling Mine for $2, and now
How much is
you
Howling
can't.
Mine now?
I think it's like 17 or 18
Shut
bucks from the
up.
revised
That's so
edition.
revised, okay.
Yeah.
I
that
remember
57th Howling Mines if you want.
If you want to buy an unlimited Howling Mine, you're looking at $500.
back when back before they did the very first reprint of the fetch lands, the tap, pay one life, sack, and get a land of whichever color.
Mhm.
Yep.
Right before there was a lot of speculation that they were going to reprint these lands in the next set,
Yep.
but it hadn't officially been announced yet. So I went down to the local card store, knowing full well about this speculation, and sold a play set of the blue-black land for $450.
Boom.
there
And
you
like
go.
a few days later, they announced it, and they crashed to like $10 a piece.
Look at
Yep.
that. That
Yep.
is playing the economy right there.
Yeah, there's
The,
some definitely insider trading that happens.
Magic has been a store of value for a long time now, which is
It has
weird
been,
to think about. Like 30 plus years. Crypto's only been around for what, 10-ish, whatever it has. Like Magic is old money. There have been $1,000, $10,000, even more expensive cards for years since I started
Right,
playing
yeah.
Magic, which is
Yeah.
was disgustingly long ago. 20 fucking years ago now.
I think it was like 77 it was first made.
Wow, man.
94.
Was it?
Yes.
I have some stock in Boob Coin.
Technically 93, I believe.
Was that okay? Oh, not 97, 94.
Yeah, Alpha came out in 93.
Yeah.
Okay, 93, yeah.
Wild. It's 2 years young.
Fucking cardboard, man. It's amazing how much cardboard can cost.
Oh yeah. What is money but a piece of plastic. Things have value because we agree they have value.
Exactly.
It is
That's
a
a
very
prime
strange
example of it. But yeah, that's the long and short story, I guess. There is obviously variables that are happening in there, but the crypto market is definitely affecting the card, just the collectible card
wild.
market. I'm not even talking
Pokemon
about Magic
cards
in
are
general.
like, yeah, Pokemon use riots for people trying to get Pokemon cards
Yeah.
and like
baseball cards, hockey cards, like all these old cards are starting to just increase in value
Yeah.
now because of what's happening.
Yeah, there's been a bunch of times where somebody I know will just text me and be like, "Hey, didn't you have like this card here?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, I think I do." And they're like, "Oh, well, it's worth $400 now. You should
Yeah.
probably find that."
Yeah. Yeah, it's wild. Especially seeing some of like the old like beta cards and stuff like just easily
the
like
Giant
$5,000,
Spider is
$6,000.
Giant Spider cannot be $12 Like, to put it into context, this is I was not exaggerating when I said I probably literally had 30 to 40 of these from 7th alone. They reprinted it every fucking set. Like, it is a vanilla. It's not good. It's not good. It's not bad, I guess. What is it? A 1/4 reach for 3? Or
Sounds about right.
2/4,
Yeah.
something like that. It's,
Oh, yeah,
it's
2/4, 2/4 for 4. That's right.
Yeah, it's not
3 and 3.
terrible, but like, it's not $12. It's not 10 cents. What's happening?
One might argue that it is worth less than the cardboard used to make it.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Giant spiders. We used to like practice throwing cards into cardboard boxes like they were ninja stars. Probably threw $12,000 of giant spiders into cardboard boxes.
See, the thing with cards like that, like foil editions, are becoming really sought after for commander decks, because commander decks run one-offs of, you can only run one of any card in a commander deck, and people that want to bling out their commander decks obviously want the foil versions of those.
Yeah.
And that once Wizard announced commander as an official format, foils like exploded in price. It was insane. Like common foils are going for like $10-12 now, as you can see.
Wild, man.
Yeah.
And like good quality foils are probably harder to find because they naturally curve. That was the moisture, I think, right? The cardboard,
it's
cardboard on one side curves, but the foil doesn't. So it makes
It's
like
the older cards, and
Yeah.
it has to do with how you store it and the amount
Yeah.
of moisture. There is ways to
You can,
mitigate it,
and you
but
can flatten them back out after. It just
Yeah.
takes forever.
Yeah, that was an old foiling process that Wizard had. That's caused a lot of that.
yeah,
They don't
the
do that
good-
anymore?
Good looking
No.
foiling,
Damn.
not the shit.
Their
foiling that they
foil
do
cards
now.
now they look really
Oh, they're
good.
trash.
I remember
Nonsense.
Trash.
they changed. I remember when we
Oh!
played, they changed the art style, and I remember thinking the foils looked really, really like when they went to
Yeah.
that new art style with like the little kind of like window almost for the art
8th
picture.
edition.
And
Eighth
it,
edition was
and
the
it had
first time they did
it
it.
always had like a bunch of like just shit, like just like the black cards had just like goo on the card, and then the foil part would foil the goo, and I always thought it looked so stupid. I don't know. Give me my
Magic.
7th foil Thorn Elemental. The vintage. It was on the computer game. It came with the computer game actually.
Yeah.
I still have I have one of the dual lands in a 7th edition foil that I should look up. Is probably worth a ton now.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
I bet
yeah.
you have lots of dollars of cards sitting around. You still have all your cards, right? Somewhere.
Yeah, no, I know where they are.
Yeah, I bet you
It's
have.
worth it.
You should.
Like-
I have them in my storage room.
This
Perfect.
is probably. I don't know. The next pandemic, I guess, maybe they'll go up even higher. But when are you going to get a better price for giant spiders?
It's a good
Absolutely.
question.
Time to move them.
Something I think we can all agree holds value here, gentlemen. The Among Us chicken nugget that is sold for $10,000, 10,000 euro, which is that
Sorry,
euro?
is that a magic card?
Is euro the
That's right.
like kind of?
The story that you have typed up says 100,000.
Pardon me, 100,000. Yeah, it's like 99,000. I don't know if it's euro or pound sterling. I never remember what the symbols mean, but about $100,000. It is a chicken nugget from this BTS meal, which I guess is like a K-pop band. Don't know too much about them. Looks like it looks a little like the crewmate in Among Us. I don't know. I looked at it and was like, yeah, I guess. 180.
They all kind of look like them.
184 fucking bids on eBay. Everybody's after the Among Us chicken nugget.
Oh, that totally looks like one.
It doesn't even have
All
a
right.
fate. You know
Oh,
what? Somebody
first
just
off-
made that. Somebody made that in
Allegedly,
the factory
allegedly,
and
it came
froze
in
it.
the factory and it sold for $100,000.
I mean, misprinted chicken nuggets always sell for a lot of money, and the fact that this
Is
one
that
looks
true?
like
Let's see.
It's a market.
Misprinted
there is
nuggets.
totally a market for misprint chicken
Yo,
nuggets.
Again, another great title for a memoir. Misprinted Chicken Nuggets is a really good name for something. I can't find. I searched misprinted chicken nugget market and I can't find anything.
I mean, it's probably not technically called misprinted. I think that's the problem here, but there's totally a market.
They all chicken nuggets look like them.
Yeah,
No, there's
I-
4 official shapes of chicken nuggets.
What?
Sure, this one kind of has.
Oh
legs.
yeah, you're right. Was that the same when you worked at McDonald's? Were there the 4 official shapes?
They've always had the same 4.
Let's see.
There
official
is no
shapes.
deviations.
I'm telling you,
What
this
it-
is
what-
somebody
how
in the
do they-
factory.
Sometimes 2 of them are one chicken nugget.
Yeah, there is. Wow, Bell. I got an ad for that one. Bell, bone, ball, and I can't read the last one fast enough before the please subscribe thing pops up. Boot. Bell, bone,
Among Us
ball, and
character.
boot. That's wild.
yeah.
I don't see a lot of balls. I don't see a lot of ball chicken nuggets.
Are
No,
balls just
no.
the round one?
Round ones.
I
Yeah,
always-
just a
I always
round
get
one.
lots of boots.
Oh yeah, I got
Yeah.
lots. Of
Bones are kind of cylinder.
Boots,
bells. Yeah. Boots.
Bones are my favorite ones.
Boots
yeah,
you
for sure.
recognize. This is changing the way I think about
Fascinating.
all nuggets. Chicken
I just
would
I
not
watched
Some chicken
I
nuggets,
watched
though.
a documentary
Yeah,
one
so-
time on the McDonald's chicken nugget.
Uh huh.
it's all white meat.
I think it was called. Now
Okay,
it's all
what
white
sauce
meat.
do you guys like with your nuggets? What's
Sweet
the
and sour.
sauce?
Barbecue.
If anyone says Szechuan, they're
Oh,
banned.
you guys
Barbecue.
are crazy. It's
Barbecue for
fucking
sure.
honey mustard.
Kev's the odd man out
I'll
here.
do
Warren's
I'll do a
Warren's
honey.
a honey mustard man as well, I
Oh,
believe.
okay.
It's spicy, right? They have like spicy honey mustard.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
got a little kick to it.
Yeah, I like the
They
honey.
have like a
Close second.
they have like a jalapeno thing right now too.
Ooh.
I think
I've
it's
never.
just,
I've only ever
temporary.
had the big 3: the honey mustard, the sweet and sour, and the barbecue. I've really progressed over the years. I started off as a sweet and sour man, as one usually does,
Start as a sour
Sure.
man.
Yep. The
and
baby.
and then from there I've moved to barbecue,
Uh-huh.
and then I took a big break from McDonald's, and then when I refound my McDonald's, I went with honey mustard.
Like Christ.
Yeah, when I rediscovered the love inside myself and went back to McDonald's. Oh goodness, $100,000.
Shit.
So magic
That's
cards, Among Us chicken nuggets,
This
crypto.
goes to show you there's too much bloody money in the wrong hands.
You
Like
gotta
fuck
get into
me.
something here. Eat the rich.
If I
Fucking buy
had
magic cards. There you go.
if I had all the money in the world, I would happily buy that chicken nugget and eat it in front of whoever sold it to me.
Hell yeah.
But think about that. The person who sold the chicken nugget is probably just some random person who was probably working part-time weekends at Walmart or
Good
whatever.
for them.
It's true.
And absolutely,
the golden
this,
ticket.
This
Yeah.
is the beauty of
Run home,
capitalism.
Charlie, with their fucking nugget clasp in the bag.
Can you imagine
Don't let
the
anyone
moment-
see it.
like looking at the chicken nugget, obviously at some point at like step 1, deciding I can't
Yeah.
fucking give this to anyone.
I like to think
I
it was
can't
up
give
to the
this
mouth
out
when
in
they
a-
realized, like, oh,
It's a
This nugget is
misprint.
sus.
this watershed moment. And then like the person's looking at it, and the camera shows like the kind of faded out images of what they're thinking, and it's just like fountains of money just pouring into a pool. And Scrooge McDuck fucking diving into the coins.
It's probably
One
like
of
if
the bubbles is just a game of Among Us happening, but all the characters are nuggets.
Yeah, I totally picture it as like a
Movie
group of like
deals.
3 6 and 7-year-old kids sitting with their parents, and the parent was like about to bite into this nugget, and the kids are just losing their mind.
Yeah.
God.
And that is the news for the week. Week.
Top tier news.
Yeah, heck of a week.
Fucking nuggets.
These for the strong.
That's right. E3 news of the strong. I see what you. That's very good. E3 starting Saturday. It'll be less than a week from today. Come and join us. We'll be live streaming, talking over. I will be live streaming. I'll try to pull some folks in here and there, depending on who wants to and is available. But come and join me for some E3. We didn't get one last year, so did we get online
No.
stuff for E3 last year? Not even like virtual
No, we got like
Nothing.
a dump around E3.
Yeah, but it was
of,
officially
people
like
getting their stuff out there.
canceled,
But
wasn't it?
yes,
Yeah.
Yeah, so this will be first E3 in a long time. Come join us. It'll be dope. Go check out the Patreon as well. We're watching Mobile Suit Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans, which I've heard described as the Attack on Titan of Gundam. That's a mouthful if you don't watch anime.
yeah, like incredible how little of that
What?
sentence I understood.
Yeah, all of that just kind of like blew by me. It's
Go
like,
and it's a very good, very well regarded, highly regarded Gundam series, I guess. Go and check that out over at patreon.com/talkrecklesspodcast or weebs.ca. That's all I have to say, other than Garvarg is correct, Sweet and Sour Gang. Thank you very much for what the fucking I looked over at Kyle. Thank you for joining us, Kyle.
Thank you guys. Always a pleasure.
Kevin, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Brandon Lynch, thank you as always.
I'm gonna go straddle Garrus for a couple hours.
Yeah, it's the corkscrew maneuver.
Nash.
There's a new meaning to sit and spin, I guess.
That's right.
I'm Matt Eads, and you at home, thanks very much for listening or watching, however you enjoy this. You can find this podcast on wherever, iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, also on YouTube in video form. We'll see you here next week. It'll be the next episode of the Talking Reckless podcast. We'll see you then.
Ta-ta.
I'm going to turn off the stream. Thanks for watching and listening, everybody. Take the greatest of care. Go check out the Patreon over there. Join our Discord if you haven't. Go play that RPG game that everybody is way obsessed with.
Play Hell Let Loose.
Play Hell Let Loose. Ta-ta.